I'm the nation, greatest nation since United Nations. We in the building, check this out. This is for my fans, my followers, what's up? Voice of the mass, I'm the German pass. That's really doubt that. That's never any weather break. Gotta outlast, trash on the enemy, smash on the energy. Negativity is what they send to people when they see built from the devil with stuff. I ain't trying to step, left never get better, rest never hate, never bombs over us. That's America, the great song. Rise never rest. That's the rhythm of the 8-form, straight from no lapel, a little Spanglish. Try to ascend this in, you is English. Truth over truth, we rock. You gotta shine time, all of the age we rock. You gotta build mine, dominate snakes and win. You gotta beat sin, fight it to the world that's in. They gotta take bring boom to the boom we soon. They're trying to wrestle, stand over hate, they think we in the snake school. They trying to stop us, we ain't worried about it. We ain't worried about it. We ain't worried about it. Nah, they trying to stop us, we ain't worried about it. We ain't worried about it. We ain't worried about it. Cause I know I'ma make it. Bottom line, bottom line. I know I'ma make it. Bottom line. Greatest nations, just United Nations. Let me rap to y'all just for a minute. This is for my subscribers reaching our mark. Shout out to y'all. I got you. Dark times plus new features. Dark people more like creatures. Fake friends, it seems no end. Fake hugs and then fake trends. New glory makes new wonders. Rolling right but like needs thunder. Help many, then help more. X tried, still lost sword. Jews live and still die hurt. What's life but know what's worth. No peace is still none have. No reach to see who's bad. Mike Jackson and thrill less. Mike back and no game left. Just open up, see truth. They absolutely won't lose goof. No peace but only pain rising. Cut time, not worth rising. Stay broken, then doubt fail. Fall nut and let faith down. My emotion is a future pose. Blue hunters, no inflow. Blue beast waits deep down. One and only he got the crown. Live life and be real sound. R.I.P. the peak laying down. R.I.P. the back down now. New age of fake ass claims. All ready to give it all up. Just for button $1 million. No group or Marion touch. This nation is world crush. We the nation. We the nation. We the common.
When this finished, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna go into a little more detail on something I never spoke about.
Even showstoppers behind the ball. We the nation. We the nation. We leave comments and give ovations. It's the style of no styles. We all stars and we showstoppers behind the ball.
I got a brief joint I'm about to show y'all real quick. Go subscribe behind the bar. That's a double entendre. Behind the bar, the bars that I'm rapping, and behind the bar, it is a YouTuber. Okay. Also, I want to disclose something. What not many people know, the people that have been around, that have been rocking with me for a minute, do know I actually had major stuff hitting me up earlier on when I was young, okay? And I basically said, nah, because I wasn't feeling the vibe coming from it. It had to do with things. And actually, to double down exactly what it was, there was another rap artist that fell off that came out using the name I had earlier. My exact name. I had the original Twitter. He used my exact name and he showed up with one of y'all favorite legendary rappers. He did. So after I turned it down, he did that. And I said, okay, that's them taking a shot at me. Like, okay, you're not going to move how we want you to move. So trust me, if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't even see me here now. I'd probably be in tabloids doing different things like these other rappers if I didn't think different. That's just so that's known. He came out with my same moniker name. He was garbage. He was spitting garbage. I was like, if that's the case, I was like, I'll just go another path as I have. I was like, I'm not going to move with him if you guys are going to come out because I don't want to do what you want me to do. You're going to come out with some other rapper with the name and he's garbage. Straight up just took my name. Like everyone knew what my name is. I've been doing this. Been from Texas to Atlanta. I had people hit me up. Don't you understand that? Like, that's why when you see this, you're like, oh, it has this many views. No, they know what it is. I've been. When I say I've been, it's more than just I've been. Nah, I really been. I've been nice. Trust me. This is known. I don't have to have someone tell me I'm nice to know I'm nice. I just turned it down. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. And we had some bangers we were about to send them, like bangers. And I was like, nah, I'm good. When I saw the paperwork and stuff, because that joint didn't look right. But you got rappers like Uncle Scheme that run, like, I need the paperwork. Like, these dudes are crabs. I'm trying to tell you. I don't speak on it unless I actually know. Because I've read through paperwork like that. I know what they're signing. F that. You gotta come more correct than that. That aside, someone hit me up recently, and this is all respect to them because I rock with them. Okay, I want to know, should I have features? Okay, because usually I don't need features. What you see me spitting to you, I wrote that in 5 minutes. Imagine when I actually sat there for an hour writing a song. That joint is like, when I finish, the paper's on fire. Like, I tore that thing up. So I just am showing you 10 minutes on the spot writing it. Okay, that's what I does. That any real artist, it shouldn't take you days. And listen, an album, if you really care, can be complete if you want it to be a masterpiece in 2 weeks. If it's taking them months and months, it should be holdups on features and different things happening. It shouldn't be you. Writer's block, I haven't heard of it. Like, I can write forever, okay? That's the thing. That's why I know my worth. So when I see certain things, I'm like, I was like, nah. Like, some of your favorite rappers' beats, they did a disjustice. A lot of them. Not all, a lot of them. Trust me. There are some rappers who are just nice, okay? But there are some who do disjustice to the beats they get. I am not one. My craft, I got it. You know, I already know I got it. I don't have to have people tell me I got it. Your beat, when a beat maker makes a beat, it speaks to me. Bottom line. That's what I'm trying to say. Somebody reached out and they want to get me on a feature with some people, okay? And they're bigger names. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking it over. I'm going to chop it up with them and go from there. But I want to know what you think about me having features. Now, another thing I want to go into, okay? The impeachment. Let's look at this video because this just co-signs me. It co-signs me. What I was saying to y'all.
Hey guys, Crypto Mike here with the mic check.
Shout out to Crypto Mike.
This thing on, please hit the subscribe button, the thumbs ups, and the notification bell to get notified when
it says the same thing I said it was. Like, I never seen this. He made it after I said that.
Do it today. Let's
listen to what he said.
Now,
show you that I know what I'm talking about.
Last night, the big news for me was that regulatory standards will be defined by the U.S. starting in 2020. All right, guys, that's big news for me. I'm not going to go into it on this video, but I'm going to make a separate video on that. All right, but there's also a ton of other stuff to go into. Now, follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. Also,
you know where to follow me. Instagram, CZARR.OF.JASPERRA. You could say what you got to say. Reach out. You could talk. Again, celebrities, you ain't got to be on your real name to talk to me. Just chop it up. Say what you got to say. All right, let's get it.
Today, if you want a sweatshirt like this, you can get it for like $35, something like that. Usually it's $50, but right now, TheHottestyle.com is having 30% off sale. Use my link in the description and you'll be able to go shop their website. They've got hundreds of items. He's coming out with new stuff all the time. But they've got a lot of good stuff. You can even buy this thing. I mean, this is awesome. Wouldn't that be nice to have on your wall? Imagine that. So anyways, I just bought a Ripple mug last night. I went and bought it myself. Like, I just bought a lot of good stuff from me. Yes, the world is going to go quantum. All right. And this happened. Okay. There were a lot of volume candles. Okay. And then this one came and dwarfed all the others. You could barely see the other ones. All right. Exactly 3 months later, guys. during the blockchain symposium, this one happened. And this one completely almost dwarfs this candle, but it completely.
So let me explain this. Those of you who aren't literate with stock, I'm literate with it. I've taken official classes. I've actually, and I think I can double back. I fully paid for it. I think it was like $400 or $500. I fully paid for it. This is me when I'm young. I fully paid for a stock direct teaching class a long time ago to finalize it. And they only let certain people do it that were literate in the class when they tested them. Okay. So I'm literate with stock. When he's talking about candles, he's talking about basically what you see when you see that scribble that goes up and down. Those are candles. He's talking about a financial reset. Okay. So basically, certain stock is dropping to record lows. And this is dwarfing the news because they don't want this to be talked about in a certain way. Literally, it's going all the way down, like dropping. So going into 2020, certain stock, they're dropping. And you know, right before the drop and stuff, people start pulling out. A lot of different stock is dropping to a low, making people pull out. Because what's going to happen, the more people that pull out, the better. The better. Because the smart stock investors will sit on the stock and let it happen. Because what happens is a major reset. So this is going to upcome and bring the newest people who are holders of a greatest level of stock. So people who dropped out will end up regretting it later because the amount that is really worth to the stock that they used to have, that they sold real quick. Now, some are going to make away like bandits because of what they sell it for. But for majority, he's saying it's happening so normally. The candles are going down and it's dwarfing other candles in periods in time that it's going to rise to an all-time high. This is a financial reset. Financially, the stock and different things that are happening that people have invested in, it's going to make a major change. Okay. And because they're dropping so low that it's really all this stuff going on is blocking that news. Okay. So he's going to go into a little bit more detail.
Dwarfs any other volume candle out there. You cannot even see them on the chart. What does this mean? 3 months later, exactly 3 months later, they activated it again. It's like they flipped a switch or something, right? Only it looks like they were just testing it. Now imagine once they leave it on. Okay, so what they're doing is they're slowly implementing the quantum financial system into the old system. And eventually it'll be just quantum, only quantum. Okay? And XRP is a main component of the quantum financial system. Now check it out. Gold-based XRP. Okay? Gold will be back. Our old friend, gold. Okay? You know, we haven't seen a gold standard since Nixon cut it off.
Facts.
And
we haven't seen the gold standard
its new
in a long time.
Will be in town, right? To settle. Okay, cross-border settlements, you know, true liquidity. All right, it'll be on-demand liquidity, anytime, anywhere, cheap transactions. Okay, super fast. When cobalt drops, by the way, which should be sometime soon, in my opinion, I think. I don't know. You know, I don't know anything. What do I know? But I think it's going to be soon. Cobalt drop. Transaction time will be under a second. All right. So
now, no matter what type of determination you make in stock, it's done at the very Q1, so the start of the year. Those who understand this change and know the, let's say, forecast, because this is supply and demand. Remember, all business is supply and demand. The forecast of where their stock can actually go with so many people dropping out, they'll know how to take advantage of this moment, which means that there's certain stock they will not move, no matter how much it drops. Because the more people that drop, the higher the ceiling goes for the worth of it. Because when 2020 comes back and financial reports start coming in and things, there are some companies that are going to just skyrocket. And then that is when a person will say, well, to this person that dropped out, let me sell them stock back because they just want to get back in. But I want to get out now because I caught it at its highest, especially if it goes back to beyond profitable of where it was at. If this is happening for many different companies, I want you to imagine this, how this will get rid of the gap, competency-wise, of who could be of competition in the future as me as a stockholder. So right now, this is going to set apart the big boys from the little boys. And I want this to be dwarfed in the news. I don't want nothing else. I don't want no one to know this because this is my financial future. If I got money, I can hold on to my money playing with my daily stocks for the long term of a company that I know is going to be reimbursed to get back. Remember, we're hitting back into a presidency. What happens with a presidency? A company supports a certain candidate. If that candidate wins, that company gets their money back once that person is in power. This is probably some of the times it has dropped the lowest, but at the same time, the method and the thought behind it does not change. That this company may be down now, but once 2020 rolls in, this is a potential candidate that we're going to see skyrocket. So my money's going to be more worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. This is very beneficial to those in cryptocurrency. I'm going to admit, I should have gotten, I could have gotten way earlier, and I should have. I'm still looking into it. But these guys with the cryptocurrency, this only benefits them because while people are still trying to figure out digital money, gold's reemerging as a liquidation tactic. Once this liquidation tactic is implemented, people who are not truly confident in their financial decisions to invest in, wait for their money to grow, they are going to be food for the system. Seriously, you really are. Because you're handing up stock to someone who's going to be ready for that growth because you're pulling out so fast. I want to see stock that is dropping and a bunch of people pulling out. Because when you all pull out, mine can skyrocket. That's why you always make those two investments on the side that a lot of people are going to pull out. I'm going to stick with it because I'm working my daily stock. This is a long-term stock. What he's showing you is how they're bringing back a gold system. A lot of people are going to be hurt because there's going to be a dime for every dollar to be backed. This is going to also hurt a lot of people. In my mind, this is an attack on cryptocurrency, personally, when I think about it. And that's my bottom line to thought. Quickly, Jordan G says, Czarr, what's your opinion on cannabis? Listen to me. There's a time and a place when dealing with that. You understand? Like, investing in cannabis is a very smart idea. Hemp has been used to make all sorts of things since the past. Okay. The question is, are you influenced by how the public abuses it? See, that's the key. The public abuses it for you to see and wants you to think of it a certain way, when honestly, it is and should be considered something that is not illegal as much as needs to be controlled. But the problem with controlling it is because I got a dealer on every corner trying to offer it. It will no longer, when cannabis is legal on the East Coast, the West, it will no longer be profitable for me to be an independent dealer. It won't. I'll have to pull out the business, just like this stock. I'll have to, because it being industrialized, you will not be able to find better cannabis than going to a store that sells it legally. That's the trick. Because your backyard dealer is going to be selling you something crazy. This is when you get into people selling fake more than real. That's the danger. Your local dealer is going to have the fake stuff, and the stores are going to have the real. They're going to be more profitable with it. I'd rather go to a store that's everything labeled. Just like when you go to a food store. Do you want to buy something that's labeled and shows you the cost and what it's worth? Or do you want to go to a backyard dealer that can be selling you mids when you're searching for the smoke, the gas, the real gas? Think about that. It's all about the tactics that's used. Going back to the gold standard, whether you realize it or not, it affects everything. Number one, when you're purchasing your cannabis, and it's all linked. When you're purchasing your cannabis, I'm gonna know if we're on a gold standard that I'm getting my money's worth. There's no more hook me up. You're going to get your money's worth of what it's worth when you get it. See, that's the thing. But that's taking away a lot of livelihood out of your local guy. That's the dangers with it. Because then people who only had that avenue will resort to other things like crime in order to keep themselves afloat. That's why I tell you, make your decisions for future benefit. I'm trying to tell you, you got to be wise, because the system is slowly working its way to weed out, no pun intended, to weed out those who don't belong. And when I say that, they're going to expose criminals for who they are. Like, if you can't put in a day's work and that's your only source of means, they're going to expose you. This is what they're doing. They're doing it in an economic way because you didn't build a business. You legally, as an independent person at this point in time, unless you have the money for licensing, you cannot legally sell it. There's a lot of different things to look at. You could turn out to be a supplier for an industry, but you alone cannot do that because you have to have the quality and things these industries need. It's playing a game of cat and mouse, okay? Right now, the big cats are on top. But in order to maintain, they know they must have licenses and things that legally enable them to exist in our society without the threat of being shut down. That's why these people, I guarantee you, if they're major, they are investing in stock. So they're going to put all their support behind the biggest cannabis company so that they can get in touch with getting the best stuff when this time comes. I've known of investors. I'm telling you, they're waiting. Right now, they may have to travel here and there, go there to get it, but they're waiting because once they have the ability to come on top, your local dealer and things is going to have to resort to crimes that will get them caught up in the system and expose them because of how they're moving under the radar. They're going to make you expose yourself. That's the game. We're not chasing you no more. We're making you expose yourself by changing the industry around you. Imagine if you're around a bunch of houses and they pay these people to move out their houses so they can build big business. It's no different. They're moving you out, except they're not offering you no fees for it. They're kicking you out. This is an economic change. But see, what he's hitting at is it could turn into an economic collapse. And the question is that what is preferable versus not? That's why Trump can confidently tell you, if you take me out of office, you're going to regret it. Because you will. You're going to. You don't understand his business mindset versus that of laissez-faire. He's not like that. He wants the power to go to those who are hosting these businesses. Whereas other smaller companies may have trouble surviving. Because you made yourself a big brand, you won't suffer. It's giving the good to those who have worked to earn it in the name and presence and perspective. Remember, perspective is everything. It's their perspective in an industrialized system versus the perspective of a small business trying to stay afloat. He wants you guys to fall. And it's not that so much he needs you to fall. He wants you to rise to the occasion. That is what people don't get about Trump. Remember, he started out from nothing, investing, doing things. He wants to see who else moves like him. Think about it. I'm a winner. I want winners around me. Do you want someone always complaining about losing? I want other winners around me. How do I bring out the winners? I weed out those who aren't. That's what all of this is leading to. Of course, the impeachment's taking the light of that, because ultimately what you don't get is Trump is getting what he wants. Seriously, impeaching, you're helping him. You don't even realize it.
This is big, guys, and we're just seeing more and more evidence to support all this. You know, at first it was kind of far-fetched, you know. A year ago when we were talking about this stuff, we thought it was, you know, somewhat credible, but still we were kind of hopefully, you know, smoking some opium and speculating. Now we're seeing so much evidence coming out. So much. There's so much. There's too much to counter, you know. There's too much to not go with.
And y'all think opium isn't a big business in
East
really Asia?
Oh
my goodness. Perfect weather to grow those things.
The rest of the world doesn't know.
In the Middle Eastern countries, this stuff is booming.
You know, they're going to fall in. The value of our XRP that we already bought because we did the due diligence and we did our own research is going to go much higher because the rest of the world's going to find out, well, you know, through the news, the mainstream media. Okay, what do you think this whole impeachment thing is? You know, smoke and mirrors, baby. What do you think it is? It's a big distraction. It's just BS. You know, why do you think the House voted for impeachment? Why do you think they've been trying to impeach him for 2.5 years? And then they know it's going to go to the Senate, and the Senate's 80% made up.
I would agree with you, Orion, but remember, there are other people who got $1 million investments and blew the money. Not only that, you got to think of where his inheritance came from. He doesn't talk much about his father. Where did that inheritance come from? That came from what industry? We're not getting into that. It was the industry it came from, okay? What is always going to sell? Peddling what? Humanity. A person's a person, a woman's a woman, a man's a man. That is always going to be a profitable industry. So he has no fear in his investments, and that came on top because the money's coming from an industry that is a multi-billion-dollar industry and growing every year, regardless of people stealing it and doing it for free. Remember, I showed you guys a person in the industry. Where's her money made? It's not from releasing the videos. It's from the upfront pay she gets from the performances and scenes. She doesn't see the hurt.
You really think they're going to vote Trump out when not one Republican in the House voted for impeachment? No. So what did they do? They wasted all this time, all our view time on the news. I mean, that's all we've been hearing about, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Because of this.
It is less likely the Senate will actually vote on it because they're the upper tier. Remember that. Everybody in there's upper tier, 6 figures a year. I'm going to vote out the guy who's getting me tax breaks. See, the people may be upset, but what he's done is empower those who are rich. It doesn't hurt me. Why am I getting rid of this guy? Because the Democrat I bring in, whether I'm a Democrat or not, he's going to be trying to do for the people for their perspective to be right. It's not about the people's perspective. It's about who has the money. So if you're a business getting money or you're considered upper tier, you benefit regardless. So I don't want him out of office. If I was a big business, a multi-million-dollar company, I wouldn't want him gone because he benefits me. He doesn't want to charge me extra tax. He does. It's how Democrats are going about it. They're not doing it right. If they were attacking politics correctly, that would be different. They're saying they're all for the people because they want the votes, but they're looking down on those who are already rich. He isn't. And yes, in terms of voting, that may seem an issue, but listen, every person's vote must go through the House. So I have a protection there.
Whistleblower, because of this Ukraine thing, because the Russian thing didn't work. They needed something else. They needed to do it. It's been a big distraction for most of America and the world. You know, this isn't just an American thing. This is the world. The whole world's watching. What do you think they're trying to distract us from?
Exactly, Orion. He doesn't lose. Mike Pence had the same ideologies as him, or he wouldn't be his partner. That's what y'all don't get. Y'all giving Pence a chance to be president. You think Trump was bad? Really? Compared to Pence with no experience, all clouded up, the presidency you get from Pence will be so devastating. You'll be begging for Trump back. Trust me. Trump's real at ease on some things. Pence isn't. He's a little harsher.
Something like this, okay? A lot of people are not doing any research. They're sitting there, flipping their damn TV changer, whatever remote. They're working out their thumbs. They're doing a good job at that. They probably got muscular ass hands. But they plop down on the damn couch every freaking day. Oh, can't wait to see what's new on the news. Oh, impeachment. Oh, ha. I mean, that's what I mean, seriously? How often can you sit there and watch this thing? It's like a real life drama. I get that, like, retired old people who can barely move around. I can see why they would want to do it, because it's better than a soap opera, you know, because it's real, right? Nah, it's not real, guys. It's not real. Smoke and mirrors. You know, the world is a stage. Okay, but what it is,
and that's what I wanted to be said. It's the smoke and mirrors that has people thinking this impeachment isn't devastating, because y'all focus is Trump, but it's not the system and how it works, who comes into power. And before there's a vote, I guarantee you as president, you're going to see some harsh things if he is voted out. And he could be as dumb and crazy as you guys think, but trust me, it's not as dumb and crazy as you get afterwards. Okay, that's what I wanted to quickly say because I was asked about this. But I'm going to probably get back to y'all. Before I go, you know I got to get it lit. They're showing Brad Pitt commercials on my thing. Shout out to y'all. Y'all got these Brad Pitt commercials. That's fresh. So ultimately, what this guy was trying to say is that for you to really know what's going on, you got to know about cryptocurrency. You got to be in the investment world. You got to look at that angle in order to understand everything around you. That's the key. If you cannot look into that world, everything you say is going to be a mistake, even if you think it's the right outcome, him being out of office. Make decisions based on financial, not persona, not what you think of the person. You got to make financial decisions because in ultimate, that is what you care most about, correct? Your financials, your investments, your decisions with currency. All of these things play a part in your life as you quote it, but you got to think that way when it comes to who's president or what's going on. Don't vote Democrat because it's a Democrat. Vote for who's looking for the financial worth of what it is you do. If you work, That's who you're looking for. If you sit on your butt and you never work ever and you just want welfare, because a lot of people feel that way, that's the decision you'll make. And that's what Democrats count on most. Make your decision based on the party of the person and what they're doing financially, less than the character. Because the persona built around a person can be deception. For 2020,
Greatest nations, United Nations. Let me wrap you up.
I'm about to handle
This
business.
for my subscribers.
I'll be back with y'all.
Shout out to
I'm
God.
telling y'all, who do y'all want me to do features with?
Dog people more like preachers. Fake friends seems no end. Fake hugs and then fake trends. New glory makes new wonders. Rolling right the light meets thunder. Help many, then help more. X tried still lost soul. Juice lived and still died hurt. What's like but know what's worth. No peace, still none have. No reach to see who's bad. My jacket and thrill less. My back and no game left. Just open up, see truth. They hate and more lose goof. No peace but only pain rising. Cut ties is not worth sizing. Think broken and doubt fail. Fall nut and let faith down. My emotion is a future pose. Blue hunters no inflow. Blue beast waits deep down. One and only he got the plan. Live life and be real sound. RIP the peak laying down. RIP the back down now. New age of fake ass clowns. All ready to give it all up. Just for button $1 million. No group or Marion touch. This nation is world crush. We the nation. We the nation. We leave comments and give ovations. It's the style of no styles. We all stars. And we show stoppers. Behind the ball. We the nation. We the nation. We leave comments and give ovations. It's the style of no styles. We all stars. And we show stoppers. Behind the ball.
Shout out to CommenterNation, greatest nation since United Nations. We in the building. I'll holla at y'all. One.